Hello everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. We are back here with a new character. I guess you know me, I keep doing characters, making whatever comes to mind, and we try to make it work. So this is an Ignite Shield Throw Paladin. This is what we are playing around with, and let's go for a quick echo while we talk a little bit about it. So, we don't focus at all on throwing damage, we are fully focused on getting as much ignite chance as we can. And then ignite damage and everything. And we just fumble around, throwing our shield. Yeah, sometimes that happens because I'm dumb. Essentially, you use Volatile Reversal, because Volatile Reversal can give us permanent frenzy, kinda. If you always keep it on the second jump and don't use the second jump, it will give you frenzy, and that's how we are running it. He also applies a dot damage debuff. Essentially 15% more dot damage. It's really nice to use like this. Again, keep messing that up. If you start timing that right, you can use it to dodge stuff. Something bike is really fond of. And yeah, we're just throwing shields, as you can see. We only have one ricochet because we only have on the tree. So yeah, that single ricochet is enough for AOE situations. And well, because we are not using something like Manifest Armor to ricochet our shield off, we don't really go into ricochets for this build. We're just essentially hitting with the shield directly. And hey, it seems to be working okay. At least we killed Abby with it, so it can't be that bad, right? Yeah, this is the gameplay, essentially. We're just bumbling about, throwing our shield and hitting stuff with it. Very simple, as a lot of our builds here are. Oh, by the way, if you are not aware, I am currently doing a podcast with Zambrial. If you don't know Zambrial, you should check him out. Pretty chill dude. It's just us talking, rambling about stuff in the game. Feel free to look him up on YouTube, Zambrial. I'll put the link in the description, and you can check out our first episode of the podcast, which is already up. And hopefully next week it's gonna have the second and the third and everything. It's a good time. Eventually, our plan is to be able to do it live and join in with random people. But for now, we're still starting it out. We've had a lot of fun doing it, so I hope you guys can check it out. And with some luck, you guys will enjoy it. And you can always ask questions, we'll answer it on the next podcast, so feel free. We can also do it on our streams. Generally, I stream in the mornings for you. Zambrial streams during the night for you. I guess it's normal standard time for you, like evening time for US. I don't even know. I guess for my US times are probably early in the morning, or really more. I don't know, man. Time zones are hard. Yeah, as you can see, very chill. We're at 300 corruption. This is killing quite chillingly. We have block cap. We have everything. And I guess that's good enough for an intro. We already did the podcast, so let's move on to the build proper, shall we? Okay, so on to skills. This is a bit messed up because of the way we leveled. So while leveling, because we cannot start with shield throw or anything, we went with warpath, and we went with the fire warpath, along with these nodes. And then vengeance, where we went for the fire variation of it, which has warpath and vengeance. Then at 20 we got into Oliora, so we're gonna start there. And we prioritized getting the ignite chance for the fire penetration. Then we came here to get the poison and cleanse. Then we went here to get the elemental reses. And then we went for the attack speed. Actually, I don't know. I can't remember if we went for the attack speed before going for the elemental resist. I might have. No, you can figure out. You just go for whatever you need first. I would suggest going for the fire penetration right away, because that's a more damage multiplier early on, so it's always nice to have. Then we spec'd, after we unlocked it, we spec'd shield throw. So straight away we went, grabbed that, so he didn't have a cooldown, so he could spam it. Well, actually I didn't go for that straight away, because early on, if you don't have much speed, you don't really need this that much. But it's up to you. You can start with it. It reduces the ricochets a bit, but you can deal with it. Then you prioritize getting the fire conversion and lava burst. As soon as you get lava burst, the lack of ricochets is not as bad, because a single ricochet will do a lot of damage with the ignites and everything. And then prioritize getting the ignite chance. From there, we went this way to get the bleed and fizz shred, because it gets turned into ignite chance and fire shred. And then we just went into attack speed, because it would be the biggest damage gain for us. For sigils. So, early on, depends on you're playing hardcore or softcore. Early on, I went first for the block, and then for the block chance down here, for the extra symbol, so we could get a bit more block chance. As soon as I capped the block, like I was using it to cap block, as soon as I managed to get enough block chance, I immediately respect it right here for the ignites, because this gives us a 120% ignite chance, along with a bit of extra damage for symbol, along with a bit of flat. You can just go for damage on it. It's also not a bad idea early on. You can prioritize damage and then respec it later into the game if you feel like you want the extra block chance for the defenses. So don't feel stuck in a path. If you're playing softcore, I would say go for the damage and then get the block chance. And don't worry I wouldn't worry too much. Okay, volatile reversal. So like I said earlier on, the volatile reversal, we're using it for the frenzy here. Frenzy while able to jump back. So early on we go straight here for the combo to make it usable for more time, and then we go here for the frenzy. After that, you put a couple of points into the cooldown reduction. Then it depends on how much cooldown reduction you have, because you just want to make the cooldown slightly shorter than the full duration, and the full duration with this node is 5 seconds. So if you jump in and your volatile reversal has 5-second cooldown, means you can upkeep it all the time by just reusing it. And then after that, you go for void bolts. You can pick to grab the bolts on arrival right away, or go straight here. I went for 6 seconds. 6 seconds feels good. We can keep this up all the time, essentially, if we just remember to keep the frenzy buff going. And then we went to more ignite chance, bolts on arrival, and then you want to switch to fire as well. So we can go here first, because this applies if it's fire or not, and then path down to get a fire conversion. Fire conversion is just because of the theme, and to get a bit of ignite chance from there. But it's mostly because of the theme. And then later on, especially because this smite requires us to have an idol, a very specific idol like this thing, to give you a chance to get smite on throwing hit. If you don't have that, you can just spec whatever else you feel like until you have idols. And then when you spec into it, I would say go for the ignite and spreading flames. Like, prioritize grabbing spreading flames, and then go for the sacrifice node along with the atonement. These max them, I wouldn't say max one of them first or the other, just keep putting points until you feel like, okay, this is raining too much health, maybe I should put more points here. Or if you feel like it's not raining too much health, you can just prioritize getting damage and spare your points like that. And after that, max ignite, and if you don't have anything else to put in, you can put a point into electrify. The reason we put a point to the electrified chance there is because I'm still fiddling with the tree, but we can make use of this node to give us a 5% more damage. And then Smite just makes it easy for us to get it. I'm just not sure if it's worth the 5-point investment. Possibly is, but there are more important things to get. Well, we'll take care of the passives then. Okay, so now on to the passives. We're gonna jump a bit around because I want to explain more or less my thought process when I was going through it while leveling. So here we go for the strength first, then as soon as we unlock this, we get armor clad. We prioritize getting armor clad. After that we max out strength, get the block chance, and then I just put points there for the increased damage because it also applies to throw. And because this here, at the time we were using lunge, so don't care so much for it. You can get it if you want the health. I just preferred getting the damage and the increased stun immunity duration. And after that we go on to Forge Guard. We prioritize getting this right away for 2 reasons. First, shield throw, obviously. And because that 75% chance of bleed with an axe is really, really good. That's because we can get the conversion of that bleeding to ignite very early with shield throw. After that, we go straight into Paladin, start getting the penetration and decreased fire damage. Here, as soon as we unlock that, we get 5 points in right away. Then you keep on maxing this, then you can decide when you go for the block chance. After that, this eventually I ended up dropping it because there's not much point to it. You can keep it, you can put a point in here for the easier shred, but I think we can very easily get to 10 shreds. I think this actually was lapsed. I should have a point there, I think, because we do have strength all the time, so having a single point there is worth as a source of shred, but you might not need it, to be completely honest. Here we go for the health necrotic res and for the flat regen, which is useful. Here, 1-2 points up to you. A single point will keep you from needing to worry about having frailty on idols or anything. One thing though, here, after I got enough points for Symbols of Hope, I went into the Void Knight to get this for the Volatile Reversal. Because you get both the resists and you unlock Volatile Reversal, which is going to be your movement skill. After that, we just went straight here, got the armor with the shield and Alvarez with the shield, got the block chance, unlocked that, then we prioritize getting that until we unlock these, then we went 1 point there. As soon as you unlock this, you want to get at least 5 points there, at the very least. You might want to put more for the extra armor mitigation and increased armor. Again, this is still not completely finished, I'm still fiddling a bit with it, but this is how I went with it. And now at 91, I was actually... oh, right. Before you go towards this end of the Paladin tree, I would suggest getting the 4 points here, along with 1 point in the axe throw, so you can get this 30% attack speed with an axe. Because that applies to throw, and it's really, really good. And after that, you can go here for more defensive stuff. Grab this, and keep bumping this to 12. This is what I prioritize. Also because I'm playing hardcore, so I want as much health and defense as possible. And now we're pathing finally, because we don't get any benefit from the melee bits of these 2 nodes. It wasn't a priority. But then you want to get that, so you can get 5 points there for that more ignite damage when you pop Holy Aura. This will also make your mana management a bit more annoying, but 50% more damage is hard to pass. Just one thing to be aware, by going with this node, you actually want to stack as much ignite duration as possible, because then the longer your ignites stick around, the more damage you're gonna get out of this activation. Okay, so with that node, I guess we go on to gear. Okay, so gear. I have already gave you a sneak peek. This is also not finalized. This is the gear that we finished Abby with on hardcore. So, obviously Dragonbone Axe, Bleed Chance, Ignite, all good for getting us more ignite chances. Increase damage over time, fire damage. Pretty self-explanatory, just more damage. Because we want to get as much damage as we can, obviously. Then we go head here. We go for Calamity. That slam missed. I wanted to get the shield throw and the bleed. I was kind of wrong at the time. I just wanted to slam. I just wanted to increase health on it, and then I just figured I put whatever. What you want in this is the bleed, the ignite duration, and increased fire damage, along with the shield throw, +2 to shield throw. That's all you want. I will, again, this is really in the final planner, so let's not worry too much about it. Wildfire Embers is our primordial of choice. It gives us a bit of ignite chance, gives us increased health, and gives us some wisps that will occasionally throw shields alongside with us. Oh yeah, just good ignite chance, ignite damage, help your ignite spread. They do spread slowly over time. They're not gonna spread instantly, so be aware of that. Don't expect them to spread instantly. Shield, obviously you go with Siege, because why not? Every time we block, we throw more shields. We get plus levels to shield throw, and we still get a bit of flat damage for shield throw. So that's all good in my book. Armor. Currently I will be using an Exalt. My plan is to use an Champion's Regalia, but that will need some fiddling around with the endurance threshold, because currently we depend on this. Get our endurance threshold up to speed. But you can just use this if you don't have a Champion's Regalia. Again, we killed Abby with this gear, so it will serve as an idea of what kind of gear you can look for. Here we have elemental damage over time, increased throwing attack speed, endurance, elemental resist. Again, we need to cap our endurance. And the important is getting the sealed affixes on throwing damage for the mana cost reduction. And ideally you'd want ruby rings, especially because you get increased fire damage and then fire res, which with wildfire embers means more ignite chance, along with more fire damage because the ring implicit. So that's what you will want eventually, 2 ruby rings. Currently this is also capping out our necrotic res, so yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of messing around to fix it properly. And again, elemental damage over time, throwing attack speed, block chance to help cap our block, which is currently at 100%. And then the elemental resists, it added. And yeah, we actually do need it to cap out our resists. Again, you can use that with these 2 stouts to fix up your resists. Currently, I'm just using them for the increased damage. Belt, Thornslinger, hybrid health, cleanse, and then I'll probably go with crit reduction if I can find it. We'll see. Fiery Dragon shoes, increase movement speed. Then if you can eventually get a 12p, maybe I get the crit reduction or a hybrid health. Probably hybrid health, and have the crit reduction there. Here, increase throwing attack speed. If we can get block chance somewhere else, these 3%, like the 2% block chance that we are missing there, and the 1% we are missing from the shield itself, we would be able to swap this with a T7 with a hybrid health, which I'll probably go for T7 and keep the throwing attack speed at tier 5. You can do it the other way around as well. Should also work. Shouldn't be much of a life loss. Again, hardcore focus. We focus more on getting as much health as we possibly can, so you don't get one-shotted. And here, this is our sustain, where our leech comes from, Tome of Elements. Ideally, you want T7 elemental damage over time and then some strength. The reason we go for strength is, yes, it is damage for shield throw, but more importantly, it's armor percent for us to get a bit more armor reduction. So damage and defense in one thing. And here you can go for health and health regen. Also also not a bad idea, because we do have some health regen, so always useful. And I guess we covered all the items. So now idols. We do need these. These are kind of mandatory, because you need some way to proc smite. Else smite is completely useless on the build, because you're not going to be casting it. And then ideally, you probably want to cast to smite and block effectiveness. Ideally, the shred, you can go for a bit of shred, but most of your damage is gonna be ignite. Sure, we still do a bit of it damage, but most of our damage is gonna be ignite, so getting the block effect with some more defense is probably a better idea. And here we're just using these to cap out our resists. Same with these two, they're just to cap out resists. And these are just a bit more ignite chance, a bit more ignite fire, ignite penetration. Then again, depends on what you can get, how your resists pan out. And then you might be able to swap around things and get more of these ignite idols here for more damage or more health, up to you. And now blessings. XP. Here we go for ignite chance. Here we go for the bleed chance, so it gets converted to ignite with our skill, so we get 200%, up to 200% ignite chance from these two. Here we go for the flat armor, because our armor is kind of on the low end. If you can get armor somewhere else, you can opt for an endurance blessing, and then you don't have to worry about endurance as much as I am, which I might end up doing in the final planner. I don't know, at this point I still haven't finished up the final planner, so just giving you that option. Here you want the block chance, there's no ways about it. You want the block chance, you want the block chance, you want the block chance, because it makes it much easier to clap block. And here we went for the increased health regen and flat health regen, since we do get a little bit of regen here and there. These 387 regen might not seem like much, but we still do a little bit. They help supplement our leech, especially because our leech does not get instantly applied, because the way dot works, it's scaling damage and then eventually it reaches a good peak where our leeching good, but until then having the bit of health regen is very helpful. Okay, and I think that covers everything. So thanks guys for dropping by. Do remember that there's a podcast with Zambrial, and there is episode 1 already. I'll put the link in the description. And next Wednesday there will be episode 2. I still don't yet know what we're gonna be talking about, but you will see. If you have any questions, you can also drop them here, even if they're not related to the build. You can drop them on the comments and maybe we'll get onto them in the podcast. The little thing that I showed last, the little clip I showed of a necro build, last build guide, yeah, that had to be kind of shoved into the future, because there were a couple of problems with that build, with the way that thing functioned, that I'm gonna cover on the next. That one I know we're gonna cover on the next podcast. So if you are curious about that and why it isn't out yet, you can always go and check the podcast and see it. Okay, so I guess that's all. See you guys next one. After this, we'll have Abby Kill with this build. So hope to see you on the next build guide. Alright, Abby we go. Do 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 do.
The altar of oblivion.
So you finally returned to me.
With a guess.
The guest. But first, prove yourselves worthy.
Aberroth! Face us yourself!
Entertain my dear sister
Don't-
for a moment.
Shouldn't these guys be a bit tankier, considering how much time the 300 corruption RB took?
Orbis would have welcomed you. You fight for nothing. Void hungers. We got worthless. You fight for nothing. Seeing beauty we were denied, Eterra turned her back on us. So brilliant. The void hungers. The gods tore our world apart. They deserve their fate.
We just went and ate both pizza slices. Just because. Come. Please.
This is his answer. The void comes. Hope will not save him.
I hate this mechanic. I've died to it. I think most of the times I've died to that slam in particular. Yeah, chill. Yeah, another build done. Sure, we could still very much upgrade this massively, but I'm gonna call it a day here. When it comes to this build, good enough.